Open on a quiet moment. Imagine a stadium scoreboard that reads Colts 14, opponent 7, and the camera lingers on Daniel Jones walking off the field with that clear, careful nod of a guy who knows he just did his job well. That nod, the small, private ritual of a QB who's in control of the moment, is where this story begins. Because right now, Daniel Jones isn't just shepherding a team to wins. He's quietly rewriting the narrative about his career and prepping himself for something every veteran quarterback covets, a major payday. 2 games is a sliver of time in the NFL. But context matters. Jones came to Indianapolis on a 1-year, $14 million deal that many took as a salary dump and a last-chance audition. He replaced a tantalizing but risky rookie in Anthony Richardson, and that decision angered some fans and pundits. Fast forward 2 weeks. The Colts are historically efficient, scoring on 10 straight possessions to open a season and not punting once through 2 games. Jones' early numbers aren't just solid. They're game planner kryptonite, a 111.1 passer rating, 5 total TDs, completion above 71%. That's not luck, that's execution. And execution is currency. Let's get real about what makes Jones valuable right now. First, experience. He started nearly 70 NFL games. That matters in a league where the mental load on a quarterback is enormous. Protection schemes, pre-snap adjustments, sideline communication. Jones brings a polished mental game. Second, he's showing consistency. He's diagnosing quickly, going through progressions, and, crucially, avoiding the bad turnovers that sink mid-level offenses. Third, he benefits from a Colts environment that is intentionally designed to simplify success. A sturdy offensive line, smart play calling from Shane Steichen, and weaponry that can be schemed into high-percentage completions. Put those together and a prove-it deal becomes a platform for a very different contract negotiation. Now let's talk comparables, because the market is how these stories turn into contracts. Over the past few off-seasons, reclamation narratives have turned into serious money. Geno Smith parlayed a late-career renaissance into stability. Baker Mayfield converted a 1-year prove-it into a multi-year extension. Sam Darnold quietly accrued a similar path to a solid deal. Darnold's 3-year, $100.5 million contract with $55 million guaranteed is the kind of floor teams look at for quarterbacks who prove they're legitimately starting caliber, but not generational. If Jones keeps trending where he is, steady, limit the mistakes, manage the game while still creating occasional explosions, a Darnold-style deal is the realistic market outcome, maybe better if he sustains top-tier metrics. What will teams evaluate beyond box score lines? They'll dig into the mechanics and the peripherals. They'll ask, is Daniel's completion rate sustained across different defenses? Does his pressure rate go up and do turnovers spike when he's under duress? How's his deep ball accuracy? Are his yards after catch numbers skewed by receiver performance? Smart GMs will also weight the intangibles: leadership, film room habits, how he manages the locker room. Jones checks a lot of those boxes. If the advanced metrics, adjusted completion rate, turnover-worthy play percentage, passer rating under pressure, stay favorable, the market will not be stingy. Risk analysis. This isn't a one-way bet. Jones has had seasons of inconsistency in New York, and his career production has never screamed franchise cornerstone. He's also 28. Not old, but not a youthful upside project either. Teams will balance his current thrust against the probability of regression. The Colts smartly set him up with a short contract that protects them from long-term downside while giving Jones upside to win big. From Jones' perspective, he took a smaller bet with bigger optionality. He bet on himself. That's the play you make when you believe your tape will be convincing enough to demand market rate money later. Negotiation strategy. What Jones and his agent should be thinking by midseason. First, create leverage via performance and comparative scarcity. Wins, efficient TD to interception ratios, and grit in tough environments create leverage. Second, court the narrative without overselling. Agents do better when they paint a clear, repeatable product rather than hype. Third, manage risk by seeking multi-year deals with significant guaranteed money early in the contract. The Darnold template, 3 years with heavy guarantees, gives both player and team balance. Jones should be angling for at least the mid-30 million AAV range if he sustains his start. The guaranteed portion is what will drive headline value. There's another angle that's often overlooked: fit. Jones's best contract will come from a team that believes its supporting cast is replicable. A club that can build an OL, a solid run game, and a stable receiving core will pay up. Teams that view the QB as a stopgap will offer shorter, less guaranteed deals. Indianapolis's current job is to demonstrate that Jones isn't a one-off. They need consistent offensive identity and repeatable play design, so his successes look systemic, not circumstantial. What should Colts fans expect over the next month or two? Watch two things: decision-making under pressure and performance against elite defenses. The healthy sample sizes that GMs trust come when QBs show they can manage complex looks and still produce when pass rush heat ramps up. If Jones turns in a third or fourth game where his tape shows clean processing under duress, contract conversations will accelerate. Conversely, if the early surge coincides with a tougher stretch and the metrics wobble, the market will cool quickly. Let's talk upside scenarios and the what-if moment. If Jones finishes the regular season with top 12 QB metrics and the Colts make noise in January, his bargaining position becomes exceptionally strong. He'd be the archetype of a reclamation QB who deserves a substantial, guaranteed package because he proved durability, leadership, and above-average efficiency. The worst-case scenario for Jones isn't that he plays poorly, it's that he's merely good while Anthony Richardson flourishes elsewhere, or that the Colts' offense regresses into inconsistency. In that case, his market becomes transactional rather than transformative. There's a cultural subplot here worth noting. The league has a history of giving second chances, and GMs are pragmatic. They'll look at the body of work, the pre-snap reads, and the way a QB makes teammates better. Jones checks many soft skill boxes: clipboards and confidence, resiliency after critique, and an ability to integrate new schemes. That cultural fit is underrated in dollar evaluations, but it's often the tiebreaker in negotiations. Finally, what's the takeaway? Daniel Jones is playing the exact hand he needed to play: steady, mistake-averse, effective within the Colts system. He's not asking for legacy comparisons, but he's building a bridge to financial and professional redemption. If he continues to produce the way the first two games suggest, his Danny Dimes to Danny Dollars storyline is less clickbait and more an emerging business reality. The NFL's market for quarterbacks rewards practical, repeatable value, and right now, Jones is flashing exactly that. End on this: the NFL's most reliable currency is trust. Trust that a quarterback will give you consistent, field-level outcomes week after week. Daniel Jones is working to buy that trust back, one efficient drive at a time. If he cashes it in, the next chapter of his career will be defined not by the team that once moved on, but by the contract that finally recognized what he's proving on Sunday.